don't know most of the. Do you know each other? Doris, I think. How about most of them are Pali students, Liani or this. Who else? Okay, so based on the previous basic Buddhism, anything you want to ask or want to have feedback about the session? Anything want to feedback about the basic Buddhism session? No answer. Okay, how about Bande? Bande, he made a suggestion. No? He said, because somebody, when they read, another person maybe try to find the highlight, or the main point. So in this way, we save the time. So when somebody do the reading and another person try to think about it. But the problem is sometimes people are not comfortable to think what is the extra point. They just want to read and sit down and listen. That's all, right? Okay. So Bande, he suggests if one person reading and maybe another one think about the possible answer, possible key point. So in this way, we can speed up the how you say this basic Buddhism. Because so far I'm thinking if we are going this way, it will take us forever to reach the chapter 40, because the basic Buddhism will be on chapter 40. But I think after a while, when we finish, I think third chapter, after the enlightenment, then we can direct go to the Four Noble Truths, those important key points. All right. But now we're still on the Buddha story, because Buddha story first is a fundamental and it's also a basic for you all. Okay. So in this way, I think it's for people to get used to the style. Because main thing about I think we all learn in a traditional way. We used to passive learning. We just absorb the information. So when like this kind of thing, active learning, where you have to really not just listen, you also need to contribute your idea, and then people find it's difficult. All right. Okay, I think the two Bandes. All right. So okay. All right. So okay. I think Bande is here, and then the Venerable is here, right? Okay. So we are going to start with the same thing. So last time, where do we stop? We stop at I think at the search. I hope the Zoom is not jammed. Okay. Okay. So is somebody reading? Maybe another person, if you don't want to read, you want to give us the key point, you all can, when I say who want to provide the significance point, so you all can just give me if you don't want to read. Because sometimes I don't want to read from beginning to end, because it will be very tiring for me after 2 hours. So, okay, Bande, you can try to read now, right, Bande? Bande, can you read?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thus, as a wanderer, a seeker after what is good, searching for the unsurpassed peace, he approached Alara Kalama, a distinguished ascetic, and said, I desire a friend Kalama to lead the holy life in this dispensation of yours. Thereupon, Alara Kalama told him, you may stay with me, O Venerable One. Of such sort is this teaching that an intelligent man before long may realize his own intuitive wisdom, his master's doctrine, and abide in the attainment thereof. Before long, he learned his doctrine, but it brought him no realization of the highest truth.
Okay, from here, if you're going to do the analysis, what do you know, Bande, from this search?
He approached, he get to know an ascetic known as Alara Kalama, which will be his first teacher.
All right. Okay. All right. So this is a teacher. So this teacher, what kind of teacher? Ascetic. What kind of ascetic? It's not really written clearly. So what kind of ascetic? If people ask you, who is this Alala Kalama?
Samatha meditation.
Okay, samatha meditation. And is he considered, let's say if somebody asks you, are they, at this point, is he considered a Buddhist or not a Buddhist? I mean, of course, maybe this question ridiculous. So what do you think?
Even though at that time there's no such thing as a Buddhism,
okay.
He's not considered a Buddhist because
Yeah.
samatha is actually a practice where almost every religion in India at that time they practice.
Okay, yeah, so it's a good point. So this teacher is not a Buddhist, he's practiced samatha. So this is his first teacher. So you have 3 points here. Okay, and what else?
However, after practicing what Alara Kalama taught him until the 7th jhana, he realized that it did not bring him the highest realization of truth.
Okay, what kind is the higher realization of truth? So I write down so about this. Yeah. So let me open the other one. What kind of realization of truth that he is talking about? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we are still on this point. So last time we are on this note. Okay. So we continue. So about this here, I difficult point. I just start the Ara Kalama. Okay. So just somebody say the first point is he's a non-Buddhist. All right. Second point is he's a first teacher. All right. And then the third point is he's a, and then teach him up to some 7 jhana. Right. This is a samatha practice, right? Okay. So, but this is realized that cannot bring to the highest truth, right? According to what we see just now. This one. So to bring this highest truth. Now, this question about highest truth. Of course, we see all these are very beautiful words. But what is highest truth here?
I think the easiest to describe, I think, is a nibbana.
Okay, nibbana. All right. So, but at that time, do you think people know what is nibbana? At that time, if when
our era, Siddhartha Gautama is the first one.
Yes, so at that time nobody will know the nibbana. So what kind of truth they are looking? Of course, nibbana to maybe to the Buddha or to the Buddhist. But since at that time no Buddha, no Buddhist, so what is highest truth they are trying to look for? Right? Yeah, it's a good question to analyze. So if there's no Buddha, there's no Buddhist at that time, so what is the highest truth that they're really trying to find?
The deathless.
Deathless. Okay, deathless. And what else? Maybe in simple one, liberation, right? Because everybody talking about liberation at that time. Okay. Okay. So, all right, we know Alala Kalama, non-Buddhist, of course, he's the first teacher and he taught up to the, we have a 8 jhana, this is 7th, and this is only samatha. All right. So bringing this one, and from this passage that we know that Prince Siddhartha, so at that time already, ascetic Gautama, so is he happy? He's not happy, right? So we continue. Okay, so maybe you read some more. Okay. Yeah.
Then there came to him the thought, when Alara Kalama declared, having myself realized by intuitive knowledge the doctrine, I abide in the attainment thereof. It could not have been a mere profession of faith. Surely Alara Kalama lives having understood and perceived this doctrine. So he went to him and said, how far, friend Kalama, does this doctrine extend, which you yourself have with intuitive wisdom realized and attained? Upon this, Alara Kalama made known to him the realm of nothingness, Akinchanya Yatana, and at one stage of concentration. Then it occurred to him, not only in Alara Kalama are to be found faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. I too possess these virtues. How now if I strive to realize that doctrine whereof Alara Kalama says that he himself has realized and abides in the attainment thereof? So before long, he realized by his own intuitive wisdom that doctrine and attained to that state, but it brought him no realization of the highest truth.
Okay, so if ask you to summarize, so what is how many points you can get from here?
He first thought that Alara Kalama's doctrine can bring him to the highest truth, but in the end, it is the other way around.
Okay, and beside this, what else? So let's say about Alala Kalama, his attainment. Does he have any attainment, or did he have any attainment? Is he a real meditator?
Yes, he also attained till the 7th jhana.
Okay. Okay, based on which kind of effort or which kind of qualities? Do you see that what kind of qualities is mentioned here as a meditator?
Faith, energy,
Faith,
mindfulness,
yes,
concentration, and wisdom.
concentration. So do you know how do we call these five? Five faculties, all right? Five faculties, all right? So here, this means that up to here, let me try. Okay, so this person, Alakama, he also is also a real meditator, right? So this means that he taught the Siddhartha ascetic Gautama is a real meditator for the jhana, up to 7 jhana. And based on what we say, he's talking about the 5 faculties, right? With the faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration. So you're talking about wisdom. So we are thinking about, if talking about wisdom, but at that time, of course, there's no enlightenment. Maybe it's just a mundane wisdom here. All right. Then after that, what happened? Sorry, I'm not this one always open. Okay. After that, what happened here? But this means that he was actually at the end, but he brought him no realization of highest truth. So when he practiced up to here, so what is the feeling of a ascetic Gautama at the time? Is he happy or not happy?
Definitely not, because it did not bring him what he wants.
Okay, so means that he feel disappointed, right?
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
All right. So he's so means that also we can say Gautama. Now at that time we don't call him the prince like that. So actually Gautama also practice the same method, but he could not achieve. Maybe he looking for deathless, right? Deathless, the aim of deathless. So he felt disappointed. Right? Okay, thanks. So now we already finished the first story about Alala Kalama. And then after that, second thing, but still some more. Okay, can you read, Bandi? Just continue.
Okay. Then he approached Alara Kalama and said, "Is this the full extent, friend Kalama, of this doctrine of which you say that you yourself have realized by your wisdom and abide in the attainment thereof? But I also, friend, have realized thus far in this doctrine and abide in this attainment thereof." The unenvious teacher was delighted to hear of the success of his distinguished pupil. He honored him by placing him on a perfect level with himself and admiringly said, "Happy friend we are, extremely happy, in that we look."
Okay. Okay, wait. Some more. Okay. Yes, continue, please. Yes.
In that we look upon such a venerable fellow ascetic like you. That same doctrine which I myself have realized by my wisdom and proclaim, having attained thereunto, have you yourself realized by your wisdom and abide in the attainment thereof. And that doctrine you yourself have realized by your wisdom and abide in the attainment thereof. That have I myself realized by my wisdom and proclaim. having attained thereunto. Thus the doctrine which I know, and also do you know, and the doctrine which you know, that I know also. As I am, so are you. As you are, so am I. Come, friend, let us both lead the company of ascetics.
Okay, from this paragraph about like the doctrine you know, so I know, doctrine you know, I know, and then you, so are you, and so come, friend, let both of us lead the company of ascetic. So from this kind of a statement from this person, so is he jealous or is he happy, and how did he treat the ascetic Gautama?
In fact, he's very happy actually.
Okay, very happy, and
he treat him as equal as his level.
Equal. Okay.
Yeah,
that's very important point. Yeah, because normally you know the world when the master, if somebody like his pupil maybe same level with him, some of the master not happy. But here this master is very very glad. So Alala Kalama was very very good as a teacher, not jealous at all. Okay. Okay, so we can write down. So anyway, we in this way we learn. Okay, so the Alala Kalama was not jealous, okay, of the ascetic Gautama attainment, but treated treated him as the same level. Okay, so this important point, not jealous at all. All right. So okay, I think this finished already. Okay, Venerable Sadanandi, can you read the next two paragraphs? Thank you, Bande.
The ascetic Gautama was not satisfied with a discipline and doctrine which only led to a higher degree of mental concentration, but did not lead to detachment, cessation of suffering, tranquility, intuitions, enlightenment, and nirvana. Nor was his actions to lead a company of ascetics, even with the cooperation of another generous teacher of equal spiritual attainments. The efforts perfecting himself, he was as the bride leading the bride. Dissatisfied with his teaching, he politely took his leave from him. In those happy days when there were not political disturbance, the intellectual of India were preoccupied with the study and exposition of some religious system or other. All facilities were provided for those more spiritual inclined to lead holy life in solitude in accordance with their temperaments, and most of these teachers had large following of disciples. So
Okay.
it was,
Oh yeah, it's please continue. Yeah.
So it was not difficult for ascetic Gautama to find another religious teacher who was more competent than the former.
Okay, so do you want to make analysis for the first and second paragraph? Right.
The first one is there is a main point that he feels like the bride leading the bride.
Okay.
Yeah. So
right.
He decided to leave his teacher.
Okay. So this is a very good one. Why bride leading the bride?
Because he can't get the cessation of suffering. This is the highest good that the Gautama looking for.
Okay, so not leading to cessation of suffering, right? So where does it lead to? To where? If he follow the teacher, he practice according to this teacher. So at the end, he only go for what is the achievement just now mentioned? To jhana only, right? Yeah. So not leading to the cessation of suffering. Okay, how about on the second paragraph, in those happy days? So what it is trying to tell us in this paragraph?
There's the background of the background of culture in the India at the time.
Okay. All right. And
I mean, at the time, actually, a lot of ascetics, they are looking for the spiritual ornaments.
looking for spiritual truth.
Yeah.
So it's have a very good spiritual environment. All right.
Yeah. So the Gautama thinking that maybe I can have have a better teacher. Yeah.
Okay. So this happened in the India time about 2,500 years. So how about today? Do we have this kind of situation where there's a very good place for us in all over the world? We can find spiritual teacher. How about now? If we compare in the past and compare to now, what do you think?
Now,
Venerable?
actually, we also have a lot of the spiritual teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But do they lead
not
to
only in India, but all
now?
around the world? Yeah.
Okay, all around the world. Okay. Yeah. So we of course when we study this, you also can, when you like kind of like write article, we also can compare with the present time, right? Okay, so we are going to make two notes here. So the first note is, so the first one is he ascetic Gautama failed, right? Like that one is a blind leading the blind, okay, because of what? Not leading to the cessation of suffering, because he already see the suffering, the four sign, okay. And second one talking about the we call it the spiritual, maybe spiritual or an intellectual. Intellectual talking about they really can consider the any dhamma or any things, natural environment. So in the in ancient India, okay, and India, and also easy to find another teacher. Okay, so I think yes. So you can read some more, right? Okay. Okay, let's read the next one. The next paragraph.
On these occasions, he approached one Udaka Ramaputta and expressed his desire to lead a holy life in his sessions. He was ready and met as a pupil.
Okay, so the next teacher is Udaka Lama Putta. Okay, so from this word, the name, what is the name of this person, Udaka? How about Ramaputta? What's the meaning of Ramaputta? Do you know?
Ramaputta.
You know the meaning of Putta, right?
Yeah, the Ramaputta is,
the name is Udaka. Rama is, Putta is son, okay?
yeah,
Son of Rama, okay? Son of Rama. Okay, son of Rama. So the name is Udaka. And he is called Ramaputta because he's the son of Rama, okay? This is important thing, no? Because this is really plays, later you will explain some more, okay? So you can read how many paragraphs? Okay, you can read the two paragraphs first, okay? Please read, yeah.
Before long, the intelligence ascetic Gautama, before long, the intelligent ascetic Gautama mastered his doctrine and attained the final stage of mental concentrations, the rim of mental perceptions, no dome perception, neva sanya nasanya yatana. Revealed by his teacher, this was the highest stage in worldly concentrations, when consciousness becomes so subtle and refined that it cannot be said that a consciousness either exists or not. Ancient Indians such could not proceed further in spiritual development. The normal teacher was delighted to hear of the success of his illustrious royal people. Unlike his former teacher, the present one honored him by inviting him to take full charge of all the disciples as their teacher. He said, "Happy friend, we yet extremely happy in that this such a venerable fellow accepted with you. The routine which Rama knew, you know, the doctrine which you know, Ramani. As was Rama, so are you. As you are, so was Rama. Come, friend, and what we should did this company of ascetic.
Okay, so the first paragraph. All right, so what did the first paragraph telling us before long? Can you analyze the first paragraph? Yeah.
Before long, the highest state. The
Highest state.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you consider highest state in samatha or highest state in jhana? All right. Okay, so this is called neva sanya nasanya. This one for those who learn Abhidhamma, you will know this. All right. So that's a higher state. And can there be more higher, another higher stage than this? Is there any higher stage?
Can.
No. For this samatha, this is the highest. All right.
The
Samatha.
Yeah,
in samatha. All right. Okay. How about the second paragraph? This paragraph is quite interesting. So, so I will ask you one question here. So at that time, this Rama, right? That's how we say Rama Putta. This Rama, is he still alive or not?
Yes, I think yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So you look at this English, all right? Is it past tense or present tense?
Past tense.
Okay, so from here, what do you think about that? Is Lama still alive?
I think
Yeah, he's dead already.
yeah,
So Udaka is at that time Udaka was the teacher, but the first teacher Rama already passed away. And then the Rama, did Lama attain did the Lama attain the highest? That's why Neva Sanya Nasanya. Did this Lama got that spiritual attainment? Yes or no?
I think yes.
Okay, yes, Lama, he had the attainment. How about Udaka? Did the Udaka got that attainment?
No.
No, right, yes. Because he asked him to be fully in charge. Because at that time, the Rama teacher passed away, had the attainment, but Udaka did not have the attainment. So actually, this one is very interesting because when last time I read the Mahasi Sayadaw book, he also tell us, okay, so Udaka at that time did not have the attainment, we call it the eight highest jhana, right? Yeah. So Rama had the attainment, but Rama he had passed away at that time. So that's why he used the sentence knew, okay? Rama knew, right? So when the Udaka asked him to take in charge, it's basically because Udaka did not have the attainment at all. Okay? So that's why he compared earlier on is asked him to be a same level. But this time, this Udaka put him above him, because ascetic Gautama had the attainment that Udaka did not have yet. Right? So now you get the point, right? So it's very interesting because when I read the Mahasi Sayadaw, he explained very clearly about this Rama. Rama knew when according to Pali, is also in past tense. Okay, so can you please continue the next two paragraphs?
You read that his square of the highest two were not achieved. He had gained complete mastery of his mind, but his ultimate goal was far ahead. He was seeking for the highest, the Vimana, the complete cessation of suffering, the total eradication of all forms of craving. This satisfied with this doctrine too. He departs, thence, content therewith no longer. He realized that his spiritual aspirations were far higher than those under whom he chose to turn. He realized that there was none capable enough to teach him what he yearns for, the highest truth. He also realized that the highest truth is to be found within oneself and cease to seek extranet.
Okay. All right. So can you analyze?
Even he reached the jhana, but his quest is look for the highest truth.
Okay.
So still searching for the vimana, dissatisfied with the current achievement.
Okay. All right. That's on the first paragraph. Then how about on the second paragraph?
He realized that the highest truth is to be found within oneself.
Okay. All right. So that means that the first one is talking about he had the highest achievement actually in samatha. Okay, but he was not happy as it did not lead to cessation of suffering. Okay, and then so he realized the truth was to be found by himself. Okay, so at that time that means that he start to abandon the teacher already. The teacher, their teaching, okay, the teaching of the teacher, all these teacher. Okay. Yeah. So he ceased to seek external aid. This means that he's not looking for outside already. Okay, this is the chart already. Okay, now, okay, good. Today we go to chapter 2. Oh, now, okay, the two venerables already read. So now we invite somebody who want to read, and maybe if you can do analysis, if you cannot, we will do analysis together. So any volunteer? So we got 19 here. So minus the two venerables, we got 17. Except me, maybe we got 14 or 15 left. All right, who lift the hand? Cannot see. I cannot
We
see.
can help.
Okay. Hong Hui.
Yeah.
Please read. Yes.
Okay, so I will start reading.
Okay.
Chapter 2, his struggle for enlightenment. Easy to do are things that are bad and not beneficial to self, but very, very hard to do indeed is that which is beneficial and good. By Dhammapada in the book. Struggle. Meeting with disappointment, but not discouraged, the ecstatic Gautama, seeking for the incomparable peace, the highest truth, wandered through the district of Magadha and arrived in due course at Uruvela, the market town of Senani. There he spied a lovely spot of ground, a charming forest grove, a flowing river with pleasant sandy forts, and hard by was a village where he could obtain his food. Then he thought thus, lovely indeed, O venerable one, is this spot of ground. Charming is the forest grove, pleasant is the flowing river with sandy forts, and hard by is the village where I could obtain food. Suitable indeed is this place for spiritual exertion for those noble scions who desire to strive. From the Majjhima Nikaya.
Okay, please continue.
The place was congenial for his meditation. The atmosphere was peaceful. The surroundings were pleasant. The scenery was charming. Alone, he resolved to settle down there to achieve his desired object. Hearing of his renunciation, Kodana, the youngest Brahmin who predicted his future, and 4 sons of the other sages, Badiya, Vapa, Mahanama, and Asaji, also renounced the world and joined his company.
Okay, do you want to analyze?
Okay, I see.
Okay.
So he struggled with this. Okay. So he was seeking for the highest truth. So he went to the Magadha, okay, and he arrived at Uruvela. So after that, he said the place was very conducive to meditate, I think.
Okay.
He's talking about the place. So after that, I mean, the third paragraph is the important part. I think the place was congenial for his meditation. I think that is important.
So at that point, what kind of meditation he trying to do? You know, if people ask him, what kind of meditation?
He's still doing Samantha, but I think he's trying to go into Vipassana, I think.
Okay, so he's still based on Samatha, of course, because at that time the Vipassana, he had not really made it up to Vipassana.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about the next paragraph?
After
Who
that,
is Kondanya? Who is the
Kodana
Kondanya?
is Brahmin who predicted his future when he was born, I think.
the one that confirmed that he
aesthetic,
will be the future Buddha, right?
future Buddha, yes, sir.
All right. So this means that this Kondanya has waited for how many years for the Prince Siddhartha to leave the world to practice for the Buddhahood? How many years he had waited?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
29 years.
He was 29 years, I think. He was at the age of 30.
29 years. He became the
29,
Buddha
he
at the age of
renounced.
35, right? So
He
renounced at the age
35,
of 29, right? So this means that Kondanya has waited for 29 years. So at that time, Kondanya, what was his age? Do you think? Is he young or old?
I think old. Should be old.
How old? Because normally we see the photo, like you have you seen the five ascetic with the Buddha preaching the enlightenment, you know? You always see the very old monk, right? So he's the Kondanya. Okay. Well, let's say if he's at that time maybe he's about 30 and plus 29, so maybe around 50 or 60 plus. Yeah, quite old already. Yeah. And the name, how do you pronounce this name?
Kodania.
Kondanya.
Kondania.
Kondanya. All right. So with him and how many 4 person, totally there are 5 person. So at that time, how many sages beside the Kondanya? How many of them?
5.
Remember no at the time when they do the prediction, how many as the how many Brahmin, the fortune teller? I think there were eight, is it? How many? Do you remember? I think 8.
Yes, 8.
Yeah.
8 distinguished Brahmin. All together got
8. All right. So means that out of 8, only out of them 8 they got how many? Maybe out of them the 8 all got son, but out of the 8 only 4 will come here. Okay, so half lah. This means half. Yeah. Right. So from here we can write something. All right. So this chapter 2. Okay. So chapter 2. Chapter 2 start to describe what he tried to meditate. All right. At maybe required at a suitable place, and then the Kondanya. Let me see. Kondanya, Kondanya, and then and 4 others. Of course, these 4 others is important, you know. You all need to remember what? Asaji, Mahanama, then Badiya, another one is? Wapa. Okay. Right. So, and then all these 4 are the son of other fortune teller. Okay, fortune teller. So at that time, Kondanya will be the seniors or the oldest one, right? Join him. So why do they join him? Why can't they practice by themselves? That's the question here. Why do they want to join ascetic Gautama? And why did ascetic Gautama want to have so many people around him, right? Anybody want to answer? Why is it the ascetic Gautama must meditate with 4 other people? Can he just meditate by himself? Anybody? Brother Ong, you are here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Gui Hua, you want to say something? Yes.
Kalyanamita, and also they believe that he will lead them to.
Okay. So because they believe he would be the future Buddha, right? Okay, that's one reason. Yes. And then what? Kalyanamita, spiritual friend. Spiritual friend. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And what other reason can be?
Spiritual friends.
Okay. All right. Maybe because I think the main reason is because they believe that he will be the future Buddha. They want to listen. They want to see the Buddha. They want to see his enlightenment. That's why they, in a way, also maybe they want to help him, especially Kondanya. Okay. How about Brother Ong?
No, I think they saw as his example. He's a spiritual striving. He's
Okay,
striving.
so they admire his example.
Yeah, admire his
Admire his
he's
how you
striving.
call it? Striving. Okay, yeah, okay, good. This one reason we can think about it. Okay, and then what else? Let me save it first. Okay, so far only 2. Okay, so next person who want to read this one. Next person. How about Gui Hua? You want to read?
Can, Saji, can, okay.
Okay.
Where is it?
This one, the last one. In the ancient days in India.
In the ancient days in India, great importance was attached to rites, ceremonies, penances, and sacrifices. It was then a popular belief that no deliverance could be gained unless one leads a life of strict asceticism. Accordingly, for 6 long years, the ascetic Gautama made a superhuman struggle, practicing all forms of severest austerity. His delicate body was reduced to almost a skeleton. The more he tormented his body, the further his goal receded from him. How strenuously he struggled, the various methods he employed, and how he eventually succeeded are graphically described in his own words in various suttas. Mahasanchaka.
Wait. Okay, stop here. All right. Up to this point, do you want to analyze? From just now, the earlier page, in the ancient days in India.
So in ancient days, there are mostly the great importance was attached to rites, ceremonies, penances, and sacrifices. So I think he initially thinks that a strict asceticism will lead them to the noble truth.
Okay, so this means that they believe that so we call it the ascetic, or those who believe that believe by, we call it the what?
By practicing asceticism will lead them to the
asceticism,
ultimate truth.
Led to, not, I don't know whether they are looking for truth or looking for deathless, or lead to what? To their goal. Better use the goal.
Unconditioned. Okay, goal.
Okay. So that's one reason. And then this kind of asceticism means like, even like ascetic Gautama practice for how long?
6 years long.
Okay, right? So practice for 6 years.
Until his body, a delicate body, was reduced to almost a skeleton.
Okay, until the body was.
He's doing
skeleton.
Self modification.
Yeah, we call it self modification. Yeah, it's also important why they do it, because at first he was living in luxury life for how many years?
29 years.
So 29 years. So we call it in a self-indulgent. Yeah. So now 6 years in self-mortification. So that's why important when we come to the noble truth, they were talking about the Majjhima Patipada, the middle way, right? Neither these two. Okay. Right. So okay, now the next one, I think we can just skip it. All these are talking about how he practiced the made this one, right? So we can just skip it. Okay, all these are very difficult method. Do you think anybody can try this method? This very suffering method, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now this part is very interesting, you know? After when he was practicing, the Deva was looking at him. Can you read this part from the nevertheless? Can you see nevertheless? Yeah, this part.
Nevertheless.
Yeah, this part. Yeah.
I'm reading from the book. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
I couldn't find from the book. Wait, I see.
Before the change of method.
Nevertheless, is it the one you highlighted?
Yes.
Nevertheless, my energy was strenuous. Such a painful sensation did not affect my mind. Thereupon, the deities who saw me thus said, "The ascetic Gautama is dead." Some remarked, "The ascetic Gautama is not dead yet, but is dying." While some others said, "The ascetic Gautama is neither dead nor is dying, but an arahant is the ascetic Gautama. Such is the way in which an arahant abides."
Okay. Okay. So it's like very funny, you know, where it's like they are watching the movie, you know.
Yes.
So where they watch it? They watch it from the heaven. So
they are
so
discussing.
when they are making this kind of discussion about ascetic Gautama, what actually their mind is trying to think about it.
See ya boy hả? Are we see you?
See or not see?
No, how can you say kibuchi?
Oh, they are worried, I think. They are worried. Oh,
Yeah,
see ya
some
boy
are
hả?
worried. Some are worried but some believe that he can be arahant, right? Some feel that actually from this conversation we say that some believe that Gautama ascetic has reached the goal. Some believe that he has not reached the goal, right? Because they are speculate whether he might die without attainment. Because even at that time, all the deities, the Deva, they know that the Buddha, the Prince Siddhartha has born in this world and there will be a future Buddha. So they are actually waiting, in a way they are waiting. But some with faith and some without faith. Those with faith that say he is not dying. Without faith, one would think that he had passed away. You know? So we call it different speculation. So we call it after that. So when he what happened? So he fainted, right? So he fainted. And then the deities, they make various speculation. All right. So those with faith think that thought he had not passed away. Okay. So those without faith, they will think that he has passed away. Then from here we can see the mentality of the deity, right? Some are support him and some really don't believe in him at all. Okay. Some, you see, the ascetic Gautama has passed it. This means that if he believed that the Gautama ascetic had died, this means that he believed that not reaching the goal at all. Okay. But it's interesting to see the deities are making the speculation like this. Okay, next person. All right, so we from here. Thanks. Okay,
Thank
Lila.
you.
Next. Thank you. Next person, please. Anybody volunteer? If nobody volunteer, I will call the name. How about Linda? Linda? Okay, you know, Doris? Doris Chi? Doris Chi, are you here? Yes, Doris, you can read now. Doris, can I hear you? Yeah, okay. Can I hear you, Doris?
I've already unmuted already.
Yeah, you can hear now. Can hear now.
Can hear?
Yes.
Wait. How about now?
Yes. Can now.
Okay.
Can.
Then I thought, then I thought to myself, how if I were to practice complete abstinence from food? Then deities approached me and said, "Do not, good sir, practice total abstinence from food. If you do practice it, we will pour celestial essence through your body's pores. With that, you will be sustained." And I thought, if I claim to be practicing starvation, and if these deities pour celestial essence through my body's pores, I'm reading from this Sayaji.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Next
sorry.
page. and I'm sustained whereby it would be a fraud on my part. So I refused them, saying, there is no need. Then the following thought occurred to me. How if I take food later by later, a small quantity of the juice of green gram, or veg, or lentils, or peas?
Okay,
As I
stop.
okay.
Okay. Now, up to here, what do you think he's trying to do?
He's trying to change his method of his style of concentration. That means to say that he's trying to take in a bit of food and see will that be suitable or would that be useful for him to achieve his
he's trying to torture himself some more, right?
No, he's trying to I think he's trying to take in a bit of food bit by bit. He's trying different methods.
But before that, did he eat or not?
I know. Then he thought to himself, what if I have to practice complete abstinence? That means he's totally without any food.
Okay, now he wants to stop eating food. So before that,
eating
did he eat? He was eating something, right? Maybe. Okay. Now he was thinking that he wants to stop eating. Then the deity, Then the deity stopped him. Okay. Then
the deity told him it's not good not to eat not to have any intake of food. You still need the bit to sustain himself. Okay. So he didn't want the deity's help because that should he take the help, got the help from the deities, he felt that he should be, he is not doing everything on his own. So to him, it's not truly his total, what do you call it? He's not able to do it fully on his own. So that's why he told himself that it's going to be a fraud should he be getting help from the deities. Am I right, Sayaji?
So this means that before that he was eating something. Now he was thinking that he wants to stop eating, right? Totally stop eating. And then the deity not allow him. Because the deity said if you stop eating, they will pour the celestial essence in essence here. So now he don't want to do it, so he just want to take little bit. But actually I was thinking why he want to change the method. Why he want to change the method now?
Because he was not doing well when he was not taking any food. He finds that he is not improving at all.
That's the important part, right? So why he want to change part? Because he feel that so at that time he fainted away. So he thought that his practice was maybe not good enough, right? So he thought of
changing
to another method, right? So another method. Okay, so to the total fasting, right? Total fasting. Okay, but the deities disallow him, right? They actually now. But at that time, that means that he can see the deity, he can talk with deities, right? So because of course he was practicing samatha, and the deities maybe appear once in a while to him. Okay, so what he do is he decided
to take in food
a
little by little.
Very little food. All right. Okay, so it's important, no? You can see all the practice he's so hard, but still he think that it's not good enough. That's why he want to push himself some more. I always think that he think that his torture not enough, so he want to torture himself some more. Because at that time, you know what kind of wrong, they have the wrong view. Actually, we didn't mention here also, because they have this kind of thing we call it wrong view, no?
Yes.
They believe that by the total
abstinence from food, that he can achieve.
So this is actually wrong view. Even at that time, you will say that Prince Ascetic Gautama also believed that he still have the wrong view also, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wrong view, all right? So all this is wrong view. So that's why at the end he gave up this view, because he was following the practice of those people at that time. Okay? Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Thank you.
So Linda, right? Thanks, Doris. Linda, I think this one we can skip it. All this. Backbone. Okay, Linda?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, can you read the following thought? Can you read this part? Yes.
I'm looking for the book. I couldn't
Which page? Huh? 18. Yeah. 18. Yeah. Then
the following thought occurred to me. Whoever ascetic or Brahmins of the past have experienced acute, painful, sharp, and piercing sensations, they must have experienced them to such a high degree as this and not beyond. Whoever ascetic and Brahmins of the future will experience acute, painful, sharp, and piercing sensation, they too will experience them to such a high degree and not beyond. Yet by all these bitter and difficult austerities, I shall not attain to excellence worthy of supreme knowledge and insight, transcending to those of human states. Might there be another path of enlightenment?
okay. So do you want to analyze?
I think I can't analyze that.
Okay, never mind, it's okay. Anybody want to help Linda? How about Bande? Do you have any opinion about this?
Sagi, I think he thought that he has already practiced the self-mortification to the highest level.
Okay.
Mm.
And then?
The mortification that is experienced is already at the
highest level, all
highest
right?
degree.
Okay. Yeah, this is the first point. How about the second point?
Even with all this, he couldn't attain his highest truth.
All right. Okay. Yes. So then at that time he decided to give up, right? So what happened? So he was looking for another way, right? Another path. Do you see that there's another path here? He was thinking there might be another path for enlightenment. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So we come to this part. So at this part, he already noticed that the painful sensation he experienced was the highest. This means that no other people would experience like him, right? So he thought there might be another path. Yeah. This is very important, no? So he at that time he started to change his mind already, because he already understand that in the past, you see, he already past. Sometimes in the Tipitaka, he talk about past and future and present. Why they always talk about these 3 times? Because it's just to say that they already consider, even in the past, in the future, in the present, there will be nobody, only him experience the highest. So that's why he at this point he started to looking for another path. So at that time you can see that he wanted to forsake the wrong path and wrong view. Yeah. Before that, he's still practicing the wrong view, wrong path. Okay, now Mara. Now you can see when he want to go for the good path, the Mara come. Okay, by the way, do you know who is Mara here? Okay. Actually, it's very important when you look at the another name for Mara. Right. So we have 5 types of Mara. You can see here, Dewa Puta. This is a Mara, but it's on a heaven. It's a deity. That's why when we say deity, not all the deity is a good one. Mara here is a deity, not a good deity. But another Mara we're talking about just defilement, passion, klesa. Another Mara, this is on the Abhidhamma, Abhisankara. Our aggregate is also considered as a Mara. That is considered Mara. So with the Mara, they come to talk with the Buddha is this one, deity. Oh, it's a deity. It stay in one of the heaven plan. Yeah, temptation of the Mara. Okay. Okay. Somebody want to read? How about Doris? Another Doris? We have two Doris here.
Okay, I'll read.
You are from which center, Doris?
SBV, Sermon Buddhist Vihara. Sermon Buddhist Vihara.
Okay, okay. All right, okay. Yeah, please read. Yeah.
Temptation of Mara, the evil one. His prolonged painful austerities proved utterly futile. They only resulted in the exhaustion of his valuable energy. Though physically a superman, his delicately nurtured body could not possibly stand the great strain. His graceful form completely faded almost beyond recognition. His golden colored skin turned pale, his blood dried up, his sinews and muscles shriveled up, his eyes were sunk and blurred. To all appearance, he was a living skeleton who was almost on the verge of death. At this critical stage, while he was still intent on the highest padana, abiding on the banks of the Niranjara river, striving and contemplating in order to attain to that state of perfect security, came Namuchi, uttering kind words thus: "You are lean and deformed. Near to you is death.
Okay, so yeah, continue next page. Yes.
1,000 parts of you belong to death. To life, there remains but none. Live, O good sir. Life is better. Living, you could perform merit. By living a life of celibacy and making fire sacrifices, much merit could be acquired. What will you do with this striving? Art is the path of striving, difficult and not easily accomplished." Mara, reciting these words, stood in the presence of the Exalted One. To Mara, who spoke thus, the Exalted One replied, "O evil one, kinsman of the heedless, you have come here for your own sake. Even an iota of merit is of no avail. To them who are in need of merit, it behoves you, Mara, to speak thus.
Okay.
Confidence, Sada, self-control, Tapo, perseverance, Virya, and wisdom, Panya, are mine. Me who am thus intent, why do you question about life?"
Okay, so up to here. Do you want to analyze?
I don't think so.
Okay, then we invite somebody who want to analyze. Okay, so from here, from this, okay, we're talking about this part. So how about the Ong? Bao? Okay. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, Mara wanted to persuade him to give up the struggle. That's all.
Okay. Give up the struggle. So why you say he uttered a kind words here? Do you see that?
Oh.
Yeah, why? Is Mara very kind at that time?
No lah.
No, okay. So by why the author of this book would write the word kind?
Encouraging him to give up the struggle lah.
Actually, just pretending we used to pretending to be kind. Okay.
Encouraging to give up.
Encouraging to give up by pretending to be kind. All right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Okay. So okay.
Sincere lah.
So what Mara is actually Mara is a deity here. You know, you know the Mara is a deity one, right? It's like Mara deity. So pretending to be kind and then encourage ascetic Gautama to give up his striving. All right. Okay. What else? Yeah. Now you ask him, what do you mean by this? Life is better. You know.
Your life.
Ask him to live, right? Okay. But what are you talking about that? Will he die? Will the ascetic Gotama die if he continues practice? Do you think he will die if he continue his self-torture?
He could.
Could, or could possible.
Possible.
Possible. All right. Then why did this is a point that people always ask, why the ascetic Gotama say even a what oita, how you pronounce it, oita of merit is aita. Even an aita of merit is of no avail. Is he looking down, or is he not encouraging people to do merits?
Yeah, all the practices were all just making merit, those fire sacrifices and all that. Taking care of the home fire.
So you are talking about this marriage in terms of that kind of marriage, right? The sacrifice marriage. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay, it's good point here. Okay, thanks, Brother Ong. So pretending to give out the card, and then the whatever. Give out the man, then the what? So actually the Mala asked him what to continue to live, all right?
Leave the home.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually maybe not to die actually, there's one thing. And then but the Gautama, he say what not and what ayata married. Yeah, it is of no avail. So this means that he actually not to say that he was looking down, like looking down, or maybe looking down on the marriage, but maybe this kind of marriage is talking about the marriage of sacrifice or doing the wrong things here. Yeah. So actually sometimes we have people also ask about this kind of question. Okay. All right. So okay. I think this one they were in exam, they will not ask this kind of next question here. Okay, we will have 5 minutes break, so later we continue. All right, so it's good to, now it's 1 hour, so we just break here. So if you need to go drink water, drink, then we will have another one. So we have another session of doing the analysis on essay. Then I will use the Sister Ong, she do the first assignment, then we will do some analysis based on her assignment, right? Okay, so if you need to break, just break for a while.
I do not understand.
Oh, sacrifices, because they thought that the one thing they thought about defilement they thought is to do with the body. So they will worship the fire, like they burn the fire, put the fire around them, or sometimes they just pay respect to the fire because they thought that fire is to do with the mental defilements. But no matter how much they worship the fire or burn the fire, it cannot extinguish the defilements in their mind.
Oh, I see. Thank you so much.
All these are wrong view. That's why at that time, everybody is practicing the wrong view. Even ascetic Gautama, he also practiced the wrong view. That's why he tortured himself so much, right? That's why in all the meditation center, why you all can eat food in the meditation center? Why they don't torture you or not let you do the fasting? Because when you do fasting, you don't have the enough energy. And our mind is not as strong as the ascetic Gautama. His mind is so strong that he can practice without proper food, right? That's why all the meditation center will ask you to do fasting half a day. It's not asking you to fasting the whole day, all right? All this just means that at that time, what he practiced is all the wrong view.
Oh, I see. Thank you so
even
much,
though finally he stopped thinking about just he want to stop eating because he thought that he must push himself some more. All right. But finally he fainted. After he fainted, he realized that, or maybe that's not the right way. Then he started to okay, so we will continue on some more on the middle path. Then after that, so after we finish the middle path, then I will go back to some of the little bit on how to write the okay, so it's important at least we come to the middle path. Okay, so actually Gautama was now fully convinced from personal experience. Can you all see the screen? Can I?
Yes, I get
right. Okay. of the utter futility of self-mortification. This is very important here. He already see that whatever he practiced so far is totally useless, even though considered indispensable for deliverance by the ascetic philosopher. So this means that at that time, people thought all this, they're having the wrong view. So they thought that self-mortification was the only way. Yeah? But actually, when somebody do all this torturing, they weaken their intellect. This means they weaken the mind, weaken the body. So he abandoned forever this painful extreme, as did he the other extreme of self-indulgence, which tends to detract moral progress. He convinced the idea of adopting the golden mean, which later became one of the salient feature of his teaching. Okay. So at this point, that means that so not no, it's not this one. There's the other. There's the other notes, huh? Not this one also. Okay, so at that time he was thinking about want to let go already, because he already see that the what happened to all my notes? Sometimes having too many paper is also not good. Latest paper. Okay, so he realized that the utter futility of self-mortification. Okay, and this practice that lead to the weakening of intellect. This means that make the mind weaken, right? But the previously he doing the self-indulgence. This is weaken the morality. Okay, weaken the moral progress. So all this is so he gave up these two. He gave up both, or gave up these two, we call it extreme, no? Then he practicing the middle path. Okay. Okay. This means a golden mean. This golden mean is talking about the middle way. Okay? The middle way. Okay. Now this is important. He recalled how when his father was engaged in slouching, he sat in the cool shade of the rose apple tree, absorbed in the contemplation of his own breath, which resulted in attempt of the first jhana. Thereupon he thought, well, this is the path to enlightenment. He realized that enlightenment could not be gained with such an utterly exhausted body. Physical fitness was essential for spiritual progress. So he decided to nourish the body sparingly and took some coarse food, both hard and soft. So this means that from here, he abandoned, his mind already gave up all the self-mortification. Then he was thinking the good experience he had when he was very young. Remember the pardon ceremony? At that time, he gained the first jhana. So because at that time, people thought that maybe should not get the first jhana, because if get jhana will have a good experience. And for those who having the wrong view, they say should not practicing all this good experience, should only torture the body. But he decided that having good experience meditation with the jhana based on the anapanasati is a good path here. Then after that, he realized that he need to eat, because he need to have a good body, a fitness. Then at that point, the 5 favorite disciples who were attending on him with great hopes, thinking that whatever truth the ascetic Gautama would comprehend, that what he impart to them, felt disappointed at this unexpected change of method. Leaving him and place 2 went to Isipatana, saying that the ascetic Gautama had become luxurious, had ceased from striving, and had returned to the comfort. Okay, so at the crucial time when help was most welcome, his companion deserted him, leaving him alone. He was not discouraged, but their voluntary separation was advantageous to him. For their presence during his great struggle was helpful to him. Alone in, how to pronounce it, solitudes, great men often realize truth, great truth, and solve indicate problems. So this means that okay, so he decided he wanted to eat food, but the ascetic gave up on him because they thought that he has abandoned the method already. But it's very important that he need quietness, because to gain enlightenment, he cannot have so many people around him, even though of course they are very good to him, helpful to him, right? Okay, so we finish up to here. Okay, so next time we'll continue on this one, all right? So this is up to this one. Okay, so now I will do the for those who would like to learn how to write. I will go to the method about writing, about essay. So if you want to listen, you all listen. If you don't want to listen, you prefer to listen to Basic Buddhism only, you all can leave. All right. So if not, I will just continue with another types. Okay. So I'm looking for my paper. Okay, now based on what we studied so far, okay, so let's say like today we talking about reading, and also now today we just want to discuss about, I just get some this from this book, we call it the authoring a PhD, because now I'm doing my PhD, I have to write a lot. Now minimally my teacher asked me to write 50 pages, but to write 50 pages I had to read a lot. So I did read some article and books about how do you write books properly, how to write article properly. So I think it's a good to do sharing with you all. Okay. So I also do some research. Okay. So first one, you need to decide on your topic. Right. So for example, let's say if you are going to do topic, let's say if we are going to do topic based on today's topic, maybe today's topic will be about the practice of ascetic Gautama, right? Then based on this topic, we need to do research. Then after that, you need to create an outline. This means that you need to know how many points you have. Then you need to write some, like you need to write introduction. Then you need to write the body, and you need to do the conclusion. But you also need to check again, revision, organizing, grammar, spelling, formatting, and so on. All right, so before we go inside the writing, so we need to decide what kind of essay. Because I find on the internet, there are various types of essay. Like narrative essay, like just now you can see the story is kind of like narrative, talking about the story of the ascetic Gautama. It's actually very interesting to read. Sometimes you've got the definition where we define Pali word and so on. Sometimes you can do like compare and contrast, like whether samatha is better or vipassana is better. Argumentative, so you're talking about maybe is like fasting is the only way, so you can do some argument like that, right? So I think if we are talking about the topic on the practice of ascetic Gautama, so we can do it one of this type. Maybe argumentative is a good way or bad way, right? Okay, now to write, basically there will be 5 methods. Of course, you need to have introduction, and you need to have the body one, means that one paragraph with the one idea. So this is maybe the first idea. then maybe another idea, but minimally you need to have a 3 ideas here. And then you need to have a conclusion, right? So this basically, you need to have 3 ideas. And then introduction, all right? So if we are going to write introduction, so we need to talk about, we should have something that make the reader interested, want to read some more, right? For example, if we are going to do a title like this, okay? So let's say, Practice of Golden Autumn. Maybe this title doesn't look interesting enough. So maybe we can change the title, or then we can make to have a, okay? So if you want to make it, you can maybe talk
Excuse me,
about,
Saiji. Saiji,
yes?
are you showing the slide?
Oh, can you not see?
We can't see anything except all the names.
Yeah, like
Okay,
cannot see. I
sorry.
also cannot see.
Sorry. I thought I shared already. Wait, sorry. Okay. So you'll be hearing me talking, but you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Because yeah. How come I cannot start? Wait, let me share here. It seems a little bit jam. I think maybe the Wi-Fi is slow. Okay. Okay. Right. Can you see now? All right. Sorry. So no wonder just not very quiet. Okay. Now, all right. So basically, when you write something, for those who you want to write anything about this, or maybe if next time when I start the Abhidhamma course, you want to write something. So basically, you need to, all right, decide the topic first. That's the first thing that you should do. All right. Let's say the topic today is the practice of ascetic Gautama. Then you need to do the research. You need to create the essay outline. So we will briefly do something, all right? Then after that, you need to do revision. So let's go for this one. So it's very important to determine the types of essay. What kind of essay you want to write? Do you want to write like story? You know, it's especially if you want to talk about your meditation experience, you write story. But if you want to write like Abhidhamma, maybe you do more like definition. Or like for this kind of topic, ascetic Gautama, is it good or bad? You can do the compare or contrast, right? So basically, any writing, you need to have an introduction. You need to have a conclusion. This one I already mentioned in my first research methodology, part 1. And introduction, then conclusion. Then introduction and conclusion should link to each other. But in between, there will be a body paragraph. There will be idea 1, idea 2, and idea 3. Minimally, you need to have a 3 ideas, right? And the introduction should make it interesting, right? It should be able to make the reader interested to read. Because in the world, there exist so many articles, so many texts. And if people read first paragraph, they are not interested, they will not want to spend their time so more, right? So let's say if you're going to put the title, the practice of ascetic Gautama, maybe it sounds boring. So maybe we can change the title. First, we can change the title, then we can maybe we call it how you call it? The spell. We can put it like this, the spell practice of ascetic Gautama. Then it make it more interesting, right? Then introduction, you can write more about why the ascetic Gautama spell the practice, or why is it the practice spell. So with the interesting introduction, then the title will be the title interesting, then the introduction also interesting. After that, into introduction itself, you should have the mini outlines, right? Because people will not have time to read everything, but at least by the introduction, you may be in the introduction side, you can talk about the like just now, self mortification, and then against the self indulgence, okay, and talking about like 6 years and maybe 5 companion. So kind of like mini title, mini topic in the introduction. Then people will know what kind of things that you want to talk about, right? Then body paragraph. Now, he said the first paragraph should be the first one should be the strongest one. If you want to do argument, then you use your strongest argument. Normally, we will have one paragraph you can use for one fact. But if you want to put two facts, you can if they are linking with each other. All right. Then when you want to write paragraph, you need to write the bridging, like for example, paragraph to paragraph, sentence to sentence, close to close. Then you need to connect them. Okay, so with just the things. Okay. Right. So you need to use conjunctions. Then sometimes in this you can put some advantages or disadvantages. All right. But sometimes if you don't know how to think, you can use the question who, where, whom, how to think about that. Right. Okay, now we are going to write, okay, just from, for example, in the introduction, I already talked about self-mortification, self-indulgence, and 5 companions. All right. Now talking about my body paragraph, how should I write it? Okay, for example, this is my example here. Okay, anybody can suggest the first paragraph, what should I write? How about Bande or Venerable? Are you still here? What should I write for my first paragraph? What should I write for my second paragraph? What should I write for my third paragraph? Okay, based on this topic. Okay, this is a topic here. Okay, topic. Then we call it the body here, body paragraph. Right? Okay, Bande, you have any idea?
Maybe write about self-mortification and self-indulgence.
Okay, self-mortification. And that's why I say here, if your topic is these two facts are linking, you can put together like now. You know, this is actually 2 facts here. Indulgence. Okay. Forget already the word. Yeah. Okay, so you have 2 facts, but you can put in the same paragraph. How about second paragraph? What should I write? Venerable Sada Nandi. Yes. Can you think about something? What should I write for this topic? The felt practice of ascetic Gautama. Or any other person, can you suggest a topic here? Anything you want to write, an idea here? Okay.
The 5 companions.
Sorry?
5 companions and the background, the Indian culture.
5 companions
and the background.
and Indian culture.
Yeah.
Okay, so Indian culture.
Indian culture towards this what call it, asceticism.
Okay, towards asceticism. Right. Okay. How about the third one? The third point, 4th point. Minimum, we need to have 5 points, you know, at least 5 points. What else should we write?
Visit the Mara.
Mara, okay. Maybe Mara later. So beside the Mara, what else? So, yes, Venerable Sada Nandi.
Yeah, the teacher, the way, I mean the teacher that he meets.
The teacher.
Yeah, I mean the first one, the Rama Karama.
Okay. Udaka Lama Puta. Okay. Alara, Salama, and Udaka Lama Puta. Okay, so what do they teach? To the jhana only, right? Towards the samatha, to the 7 and 8 jhana. Okay. Okay. Then Brother Ong, he's talking about what Mara coming, right? Mara come and then temptation of the Mara, right? Okay. How about any other point we can write? Now the topic when we put the word fell is very interesting already. Now at first, let's say we must have interesting topic. If you put the practice or aspect of mind, it sounds very boring. But if you spell the word fell, then we understand, oh, it's falling. So it makes the topic more interesting, right? Oh. Okay, so any other point that people can think about? Self-mortification, indulgence, we have already. 5 companions and Indian culture, we have the teachers, they all this practice did not lead to nibbana, okay, or to the deadness. Okay, then mala coming, right? So okay, let's say we put a mala coming here. Yes, and then of course we can talk about the last one. The last one is the middle path. That's the main thing, right? So the middle way. The middle way. Okay, so like this, I think there's a lot of things to write. But if, let's say, if you only got, let's say for the exam, like 30 minutes, there will be 3 hours, maybe 5 questions. So basically you only got about 30 minutes, right? So for 30 minutes, maybe introduction, you can take about maybe, let's say, maybe you need 5 minutes. Then body here, you have 5 points here. So basically you will have how many? Maybe 5 minutes each. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have much time. Yeah. Then you need a conclusion also. Okay. So conclusion, right? Conclusion, the first is the final chance, all right, to make your case rigid format, all right. Actually, the conclusion is same as the introduction because it will repeat the important point there, all right. But it is actually kind of like you make your final statement, you know. It's actually put the final statement like, why do you think he fell? That kind of thing. Yeah. But it can be different from the introduction because you can show that if you are talking about research, you can talk about any needed information or you can acknowledge, all right? Okay. So, okay, let's think about this for this topic. The failed practice of Gautama. What kind of conclusion can we do? So introduction, we already have talked about a little bit of self-motivation, self-indulgence, 5 companions. So for the conclusion, okay. So example here, okay. For this topic, okay. So how many points can we have here? All right. So any idea for the conclusion? How about any teacher here? Doris, you are teacher, right? Who else is the teacher? Must find the teacher. Any real teacher? Not to say real, but any school teacher here? How about Amy, Cynthia? Are you teacher or not? Gan Lao, Linda. All right. So how about Doris Chi? Any contribution from you?
Maybe the outcome from this
Okay.
field, the practice.
Outcome from
Outcome of
failed
this
practice.
field
Okay,
practice.
good.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the outcome?
That means it's not beneficial. It
Not
doesn't serve
beneficial.
any purpose.
I'm beneficial to him. Okay.
I'm beneficial.
Okay, good. So it actually linked with this body as well. All right. Okay.
Yes.
So yes. So yeah. Then you also can put something like needed information, but I think it's not needed here because this is for research. This is just not research. It's just a besides outcome. You can repeat some of the things like middle way, right? Middle path means that not the
Extreme.
too extreme. Yes. Okay. All right. So what else?
Ignoble. The outcome from failed practice, he feel that the practice of self-mortification, the extremes are ignoble.
Okay. Ignoble. All right.
IGNOBLE.
Ignoble. Okay. All right. So finally, where at the end, what did he really practice? Just now we remember we talking about jhana, right? He was talking about he was using the anapanasati breathing meditation as a tool to help him gain the concentration, maybe gain the peacefulness of mind.
Yeah, he recalled
Yeah,
during
he
the
recalled.
flowering
Yeah.
festival.
Yes. Okay. All right. So then people might come to this question. They're talking about, oh, he's practicing samatha here. But of course, at that time, there's no vipassana. There's no vipassana yet, right? Because he had not become Buddha. So you can say, okay, no vipassana yet. No vipassana yet, okay? Yeah. So it's only samatha. Okay, so like this, you also introduce some new topic. You talk about, because conclusion must have some extra facts rather than the compared to introduction. You're talking about here, we already lead to the vipassana. Okay. Then if next you're going to write another article, you can write more about vipassana. Okay. All right. So for those who do the other research, if you are doing Abhidhamma, you can write more needed information and acknowledgement. Okay. So after you finish writing, what should you do? You can just leave it for a while, because after writing, you all feel very tired. So you need to do revision. You can leave it for a few days later. So first you should do is be the editor. So you check, do all the checking with the spelling checker, check with all the grammar point, and recheck your facts, because we might copy and paste wrongly. So we need to recheck our facts to make sure we don't do wrongly. Then after that, you leave it a while, then you come back and read yourself. So at that time, you don't think about you as an editor. You just become normal reader. You just read your own things. Then you find out which one you like, which one you don't like. Then you can note the inconsistency in all your sentences, maybe in your paragraphs, maybe your ideas also you don't happy with it. Then you can write. But sometimes if you really make lots of inconsistency or a lot of mistake, you don't like it, you really can just throw away. All right, throw away and rewrite again. But at the time, people say it's very sayang lah, because you spend so much effort. But if really needed, you can throw away, And then if needed, you need to add in more reference, new material. Maybe like last time, you find out you can talk about, you can write about, you can put in some talking about we call it the, what is it? Pilgrimage, where people go to India. Why do they go to India? To see the place where Gautama, the Buddha Gautama, where he stayed. All right.
4 sides.
Yeah, 4 sides, the spiritual place. Okay, so that's important. And for whatever writing you do, always remember to put in the reference. Like my reference, I get from this authoring of PhD. I take it by international student. I take from some of things. So we should have the reference. Then we know that next time if you want to check, or if people are reading your work, if you are interested, they can find some more there. All right. So is Ong not in yet? Because I want to show the Sister Ong article.
I'm in. So
Not
I'm
in,
here. Yes, I'm
okay,
here.
good. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
You just join in, right?
Yeah, just came in. Yes, just.
Okay, good. Waiting for you. Because I want to show your article, so maybe you can explain to them your idea of writing, okay?
Yes.
Because so far you are the only first student that give me your homework. Other students, like Jade is not here, and Amy also not given yet. All right. Okay, can you tell us your idea when you write the introduction? Okay, yeah, you write the introduction. Okay, I like your title. Abhidhamma in a durian shell.
Yeah.
But why you call it durian shell?
Okay, I use durian shells because it's actually durian season. But actually, there's another reason for it. The durian shell that is being used because the durian shell itself is sectionalized, and then you can see that you can peel it, and inside you have the seed, the fruit and the seed. So it's just like for this particular assignment, it's been broken down into this various segmentation, different parts. And each and every part of it, you have the different pointers, different pointers to each and every part. So that's why the representation is using durian shell.
Okay. Yeah. So at first I was looking at it, I was thinking, is it you are talking about food here? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So
I miss the durian, because I've been in Myanmar for 12 years. Out of these 12 years, I always miss the Malaysia season because every time I go there, no durian.
Yeah.
But then I come back in May and June and July, only durian.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yes. Okay. So
Yes,
now you
actually-
have the introduction. Yes.
Yes. The reason also because I use Durian shell, if I compare to a nutshell, means it's like a whole and everything is lumped into one. Whereas for your assignment, because you're already given us some guideline like introduction, you have the questions to answer. So it has been compartmentalized or sectionalized, and it's easier for us to do the assignment itself. So like for instance, for introduction, I read through a few books that you have recommended. And I think the catch point over here is referring to when Buddha actually taught the Abhidhamma, giving suttas at the, what do you call that, Tavatimsa, heaven itself. So that is a storyline to that. That's the introduction, which I use. And
yeah,
then
but I noticed you didn't put the title, Where's the title?
I'm sorry, the title, introduction.
Yeah, title. The title beside the Abhidhamma Endurance, is there another title?
No, this is the, according to the assignment that
okay,
I've been given. Is there another title that I should put in? As I
yeah, you should put more specific, because you put what's the meaning of Abhidhamma. Okay, the Abhidhamma is part of Tipitaka,
I see. Okay, I get what you mean.
Maybe all these main title. Of course, your
The
title is
subtitle,
very
yes.
Very attractive enough. Maybe you can put another subtitle under the Abhidhamma Endurance.
Okay.
Yeah. So people no need to scroll through the whole article just to find out what is another things here. All right.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Because for assignment 2, that is what I'm doing. I'm actually preparing the framework for assignment 2, whereby it will be under different subtitles, subtopics.
Okay,
because
good.
this is the first assignment, I just follow.
First assignment, you are not skillful enough. Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully, but by time goes, you
can
many
improve.
assignments. And also, I want you to like encourage other people also to write. Yeah. Because there are people, I think you're all quite free that. So sometimes it's good to write something, because besides reading or listening, so it's good to take on some assignment like this. Okay, so about this, you're talking about the place, Abhidhamma, and okay, so here for your introduction, your main focus is on the place, right?
Yes.
Of deity and then the Brahma. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
right.
that is where how Abhidhamma started. So that is basically the introduction. And then who Buddha taught to, and also Venerable Sariputta was the recipient from the human realm, because Buddha actually went over to Tavatimsa to teach. And then to his former mother as the main recipient, the chief recipient, which is called Santu Sita Deva.
So at that time, you say he or she. Is it a male deva or female deva?
Previously was she. Of course, when she was the mother of Buddha, then it was a she. And this deva, Santu Sita Deva, is a he.
Okay, yeah, good. You remember to read this point. Yeah, it's very good. Because sometimes people confuse. They thought she in the life in Mahamaya. Okay, here become also she, but here become a Santu Sita. It becomes he. All right. Yeah. Because when we see the painting, remember we see always with the male deva in front of all the deva. All right. So here is introduction. But did you introduce your other things in the introduction? No, you didn't put that. I mean, do you introduce the body here in your introduction?
The body. So,
like just now we say, when we talk about introduction, we also need to introduce the body, the paragraph it come to be. It just give us some concise points about what are you going to say. Did you write down? No, right?
Oh no, yeah, because it's like a storyline, a flow of the introduction of how Abhidhamma existed, and then who benefited from the Abhidhamma. And then that's when the next part of it is what actually Abhidhamma is.
Okay, maybe you can put down. Yeah, you can put down just on the, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th paragraph. You can write down the meaning of Abhidhamma, and then the Abhidhamma Tipitaka would be explained later, like this.
Okay. Yes, understand. Yes.
So like then
yes.
people will, when they read your introduction, so if they don't want to go to the rest, they know that later you will explain more about the meaning of Abhidhamma, right? So this
I
is
see.
your first idea, okay? The
Okay.
one that in my question, right? What's meaning of Abhidhamma? Okay,
Yes.
so you have 2 paragraphs here. All right, so what is the first paragraph? Can you tell us?
The first paragraph is just basically explaining the meaning of Abhi and Dhamma, which is the higher teachings of the Buddha's special doctrine. It's a special doctrine of the Buddha's teaching.
Okay, so this is a definition of Abhidhamma, all right?
Yes.
Okay.
So also explaining about Abhidhamma. What actually is Abhidhamma? Is it a, because from many books, it has actually explained that it's a philosophy, especially from Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi. He explained it very clearly that Abhidhamma is more towards the philosophy than any other thing else.
Okay.
So you have the short manual, you have the long discourses and all that, but Abhidhamma in this case is more towards the medium, as what the Venerable Sariputta has preached or taught to his 500 pupils. So the various books that I have compiled from mainly are the Handbook of the Abhidhamma Studies by Venerable Silananda, as well as by Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi. So the compendium itself, yeah. So these are the what do you call that? The definitions and also the meaning, because these are not from me. Yeah, these are commentaries. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next time you can put the reference, then people will know that, oh, this is you're getting from which book, you know, the reference point.
Okay.
Yeah. Under the footnote. Yeah. No, under footnote. Okay.
Footnote,
right.
okay.
So second paragraph is talking about the 3 dimensions of Abhidhamma. So where did you get this point? Yeah.
It's also from the what do you call that? Book of the handbook. The handbook, some of it from Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi, and also from Saile Susila, the unraveling of the mystery.
Okay, so next time you can put the footnote here, put the reference, so people can also refer back to their book. Okay. All right.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So.
But Sayaji, sorry, the only thing is that because I don't have the Pali keyboard now, so all the Pali words are without the the vowels and all that. So it's very plain.
Yeah, you're using the Mac machine, or you're using the computer PC?
I use the old Dell only, you know. So
old Dell also can install. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I found this Pali.
Or what you do, you know, my Pali dictionary. You know my Pali dictionary. When you type the thing, you can copy and paste from the Pali dictionary. Then you will have the Pali all those special words, special letters. Just copy and paste from the Pali dictionary. That's what I do sometimes, you know. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yes.
So on this page, okay. So you have how many pages you have?
5.5 lah.
5.5.
6.
Okay. All right. So this is your body already, right? So you have the meaning of Abhidhamma, all right? So okay.
The diagram and the charts are actually from the Google search. Yeah, it's just
all right. 31 plans or express. Okay, so for these 3 paragraphs or up to here, so what is your key point here?
The main point is actually talking about the 4 noble truths.
4 noble truths.
You know, the sufferings,
all right. Okay.
What is suffering? And then the root cause of the suffering. Okay. Then you have the cessation of the suffering and the path leading to the cessation of the suffering itself. So to the realization of the Nibbana, of course, which is the 3rd noble truth, which I think is the 3rd paragraph or the 4th paragraph.
3rd paragraph. But on your first is you're talking about the ultimate realities. Okay. Then the second one, you're talking about the mental state. Then the 3rd one, you're talking about 31 plans, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have different ideas here. Okay.
Yes.
But do you link between one paragraph to another? One paragraph to another paragraph? Therefore, following, okay. All right.
I need to put the sub point now, Sayaji. Then it's easier for you to read.
Yeah. You need to break the point, because your Abhidhamma is meaning of Abhidhamma, this definition, okay, Now this one you're talking about the mental process, and this one you're talking about 31 plans, right?
Yes.
And then this is you're talking about the Four Noble Truths. You can put the subtitle, you know,
okay, yes.
subtitle, then people can follow better, you know. So if
Okay.
they want to read about the Four Noble Truths, they can come to here. So all these are your different points. So you have one paragraph for one point, is it?
Yes.
All right.
Saiji, I'm just sorry to interrupt. The second page, first paragraph. I did mention that the fundamentals of Abhidhamma teaches the ultimate reality, and then on the last sentence, I just put down that defining, in addition to defining consciousness as they arise through 6 doors. Is it okay? Because I changed it to 6 doors, which is actually a 5 sense doors and 1. It's more correct,
yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah, consciousness all arise in the 6 doors. Correct. Yeah.
Previously, I put 6 sense doors, which is not correct. I just found out that.
6 doors, of course. Yeah. Finally, when we pass away, only the mind door exists. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So it's correct.
Okay.
Right.
So here, I think when you put a subtitle, maybe clearer, you know, or if not, what you do, you can highlight with bold, you know, bold color.
Okay.
For example, you're talking about Abhidhamma is like this profound. You can highlight this one. So bold, make it bold so people can follow. All right. So you're talking about this one, and this is you're talking about 31 plan of existence, right? So when I read, of course, because I'm familiar with this, for me it's easier. But for those who are not familiar, they need to read and think about what is your main idea, you know. So you can make it bold or subtitle, then people can follow better.
Okay.
All right?
Sure. Yes. Okay. Yes.
And this chart is so small. Yeah, you can put it. It's kind of like decoration here, not meant for reading because it's so small here, right?
Yeah, I need to put it big lah, because I don't want to go into too many pages. You mentioned about
but it's okay. It's okay. You have the freedom to make it. Okay, now this is another question that I do think Abhidhamma is a part of Tipitaka. All right. So how many ideas do we have here?
This one, honestly, I take it mainly from the books. I just like, because I have no idea what, I don't have enough knowledge to actually put down.
Okay, all right.
So just take it from the books, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all from the books.
All right. So main thing you're talking about, there are 3 divisions. Okay. Yeah, these 3 divisions. And then this is, okay, we just skip because it's too detailed. This is okay, you get from the books also.
From the books, yes.
Okay, so we can skip it. Yeah, okay, let's say Abhidhamma is important for meditation. So here you have how many paragraphs for this? All right, so here you about 5 paragraphs. Okay, now first paragraph, what are you trying to say in the first paragraph? Yeah.
First paragraph is basically practicing on the aggregates and the elements. And I didn't put down the 32 parts of the body because it is actually part of the elements. I lump it into the elements. So as you mentioned that I should highlight the main points, then it's easier.
So this means that here you're trying to say that all these are objects, right?
Objects of meditation. Yes.
Maybe not use the word basis. Maybe of course basis or objects. You know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's one spelling mistake here. Last time I told you already. These are Visuddhimagga.
Oh, I missed that.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I missed that.
Okay. So this first part you're talking about object. Second part you're talking about the samatha and vipassana, right?
Yes, that's right.
Samatha and
yes.
vipassana. All right. So this is the second one.
Because
now you talk about vipassana here. All right.
Yeah, just based on experience. So I just put down from my own experience.
Okay.
And this chart is referring to the Buddha's teaching on the 4. Actually, it's complete. This chart, and look at it, I found that it's very complete on the 4 Noble Truths as well as the 8 Noble Path.
Okay.
So Sila Samadhi Panya. And the first Noble Truth we are referring to, Buddha's is referring to in this chart will be the dukkha, which is suffering. And then followed down by the senses base, which also denotes the dependent origination in a way. So it's an overall chart talking about from the first beginning of the practice until the attainment of the enlightenment, or actually the path and fruition first, then to Nibbana. So it's an old chart.
So if you think the chart is good, you also can write some notes on the chart, like what you explained to us just now. You find this chart is good because of certain reason, you can write down, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
So, and of course you must give reference for this chart to give credit to the person who draw it, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's so small. Is one of the Bante. His signature is there.
Oh yeah. Okay. So next time you put the
signature.
lessons, yeah. Okay. So
Okay,
when you are using the chat, you also can, like just now you explained to us about the dukkha, whatever. You also can talk something about the chat. If you don't talk about it, it will be just like a display decoration,
Okay.
Yeah. All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you have the Abhidhamma for meditation. You have the Abhidhamma part of Tipitaka, and then what is the meaning of Abhidhamma? All right. So you got 3 main main topic here. And do the conclusion, do you talk back about these 3 main topics?
Roughly, meaning like from the flow itself. Yeah. So from the conclusion part is like a summary or synopsis of all the points that is mentioned.
Okay.
So
good.
in a different way. I mean, I don't use word by word because otherwise it will be So I put it in another way. But the main point,
you
the
talk
second
about
paragraph,
Abhidhamma, you talk about 4 Noble Truths, then you talk about
yes.
meditation, and you talk about consciousness here. Okay, consciousness here. Okay. And then finally, I suggest you to put your own your own experience. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this one will point out to the future flow. This means that from here, when you point this, is like signal that if you are going to write chapter 2, this is like pointing out to another next assignment. All right.
Your assignment too, Saiji.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So that's how we talk about future research.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So just now on this, let's go back to my where's my book? Okay. So for those like this one, you can have a what happened to my announcement? Oh yeah, so that one will be on the future research. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like pointing this one. Okay. So basically yours is good, I think it's very informative, right? So but you need to put little bit subtitle or bold, so to show the new reader. We are talking about new reader or those who are reading it for the first time, the Abhidhamma, they will be lost in the words. Yeah. And also if you are going to put the diagram, you can make the diagram, all the diagram here, it look like just a decoration. It's not really linked to your writing. Okay. Yeah. So you should write, okay, following this chart, there are like how many Deva plans 6, and then the Brahma is a 20, so at least people will look at it. Yeah. Okay,
I'll do that for the assignment too. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you can just improve it, or you don't need to send to me, but you can improve it as you like. Okay. So other students, do you want to ask some question to her? Anybody want to say something? So for those who sign up, want to do the assignment, I think Amy, right? And who else? Jade is not here. You all can start to write, All right. So I think Sister Ong here, she really made lots of effort. You're really very good here. All right. So, and we also can learn from her. Okay. All right.
Thank you for the opportunity, Sayaji. Sayaji, can I ask about assignment 2? I won't be so fast, but then I'm preparing the framework. It's too wide the scope. So I'm not sure how to
what's the title? Practicing Abhidhamma in daily life.
In daily life.
Yes, like just now, you can just make it either to Samatha or Vipassana. Because we can practice Samatha in daily life, we also can practice Vipassana in daily life. You make it in 2 titles, Samatha and Vipassana.
Oh, right. Okay.
Or maybe you can say practicing in daily life means referring to like chanting, maybe reading the Dhamma book, listening to Dhamma, those other things, not really to do with meditation, but it's actually helpful to our mind, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so you have three. One is in terms of samatha, in terms of vipassana, another one just other practice or Buddhist practice.
Purifying the moral, the
Purify the mind. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so we already have 2.5 hours.
Thank
So
you,
thanks
Sayagyi.
for joining in today. So yes. So thanks all the students. So see you next time. All right. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Sayagyi.
you, Sayagyi.
Thank you, Sayagyi.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Good
Thank you,
night.
Sayagyi.
Thank
Sadhu,
you so
sadhu,
much.
sadhu,
Sadhu,
Sayagyi.
sadhu.
Sadhu.
Thank you, Sayagyi. Sadhu,
Okay,
sadhu,
bye-bye.
sadhu. Take
Thanks
care.
for
Bye-bye.
for joining
Thank
the
you,
session. All
Sayagyi.
right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye-bye.
Sorry for being late.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sayagyi.
thank you, Sayagyi.
Thank you,
Sadhu,
Sayagyi.
sadhu, sadhu.